Chapter 9 Hamid celebrates Eid. Before we begin, India is the country of many religions. Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Sikhism, Jainism, Buddhism, and Zoroastrianism are among the major religions of India. Each religion has its own beliefs, sacred books, and festivals. In spite of differences in religions, people of our country live in peace and harmony. The festival of Eid has finally arrived after the long month of Ramzan. It's a wonderful morning. The trees seem greener than ever. The fields look colorful, and even the sun seems to be shining brighter. The village is buzzing with activity. Everybody is up early to go to the Eidgah. The children are more excited than the elders. They have been dreaming about this day for so long. Today they will go to the Eidgah fair. They will also eat lots of delicious sevaiyan, vermicelli pudding cooked in milk, sugar and dry fruits. The happiest boy in the village is Hamid. He is only 4, poorly dressed, thin and pale. His father died of cholera last year. Then his mother wasted away, and without anyone finding out what had ailed her, she also died. Now Hamid sleeps in his grandmother Amina's lap and is as happy as a lark. She tells him that his father has gone to earn money and will return with sackfuls of silver, and that his mother has gone to Allah to get lovely gifts for him. This makes Hamid very happy and hopeful. Hope is indeed a magical thing. A child's imagination can turn a mustard seed into a mountain. Hamid has no shoes on his feet. His clothes are worn out, and the gold thread on his cap has turned black. But he knows that when his father comes back with sacks full of silver and his mother with gifts from Allah, he will be able to fulfill all his heart's desires. Then he will have more than Ali, Shahzad, Salim and Javed. In her hovel, Amina sheds bitter tears. She says to herself, "Today is Eid and I don't even have a handful of grain. If only my son Bashir were alive. All the other fathers would take their children to the fair. Who will take my little Hamid? How will he walk the 7 kilometers to the Eidgah? He doesn't even have a pair of shoes. If I could go with him, I would have carried him in my arms had he got tired. But then, who will make sevaiya at home?" Then Hamid comes to his beloved Ammi Jaan. "Don't worry about me, Grandma," he says. "I'm going to the Eidgah with my friends. I'll be the first to come back." The villagers leave in one party. With the boys is Hamid. They run on ahead of the elders and wait for them under a tree. Hamid has only 3 paise in his pocket, but he has wings on his feet. In the streets, grown-ups with long moustaches and children wearing shiny new clothes jostle each other. Tongas and carts fill the streets. At last, they reach the Eidgah. When the prayer is over, men embrace each other. They descend on the sweet shops and toy stores like an army moving to an assault. Look, here is a swing. Pay a paisa and enjoy riding up to the heavens and then plummeting down to the earth. And here is the merry-go-round strung with wooden elephants, horses and camels. Pay 1 paisa and have 25 rounds of fun. Ali, Shahzad, Salim and few other boys mount the merry-go-round. Hamid watches them from a distance. All he has is 3 paise. He can't afford to part with a third of his treasure for a few rounds. There is a row of stalls on one side with all kinds of toys, soldiers and milkmaids, kings and ministers, water carriers and washerwomen and holy men. Hamid watches as Ali buys a policeman in khaki with a red turban on his head and a gun on his shoulder. Shahzad buys a water carrier bent under the weight of his water bag. Salim buys a model of a lawyer. What an expression of learning he has on his face. A black gown over a long white coat with a gold watch chain going into a pocket, a fat law book in his hand. These toys cost 2 paise each. Hamid has just 3 paise. How can he afford to buy such expensive toys? If they dropped from his hand, they would be smashed to bits. If a drop of water fell on them, the paint would run. What would he do with toys like these? They'd be of no use to him. Maybe he could just hold his friends' toys for a bit. But nobody wants to share the new toys. They walk to the sweets shops. Hamid watches his friends buying big, juicy gulab jamuns, sticky halwa, and yellow rose-scented laddus. They smack their lips with relish. Only Hamid is left out. He has 3 paise. Why doesn't he also buy something to eat? He looks hungrily at the others. Shahzad says, "Hamid, take this sesame candy. It smells good." Hamid knows Shahzad doesn't have so big a heart. But knowing this, Hamid goes to Shahzad. Shahzad takes a piece out and holds it towards Hamid. Hamid stretches out his hand. Shahzad puts the candy in his own mouth. Ali, Salim and Javed have a jolly good laugh. Hamid is crestfallen. Shahzad says, "This time I will let you have it. I swear by Allah, I will give it to you. Come and take it." Hamid replies, "You keep your sweets. Don't I have the money?" "All you have is 3 paise, says Javed. "What can you buy for 3 paise? Hamid replies, "I don't care for sweets. Books are full of bad things about eating sweets. In your heart you must be saying, 'If I could get it, I would eat it,'" says Shahzad. "Why don't you take the money out of your pocket?" "I know what this clever fellow is up to," says Ali. "When we've spent all our money, he will buy sweets and tease us." After the sweet shops, there are some stalls selling things made of iron and metal pots and pans. The children are not interested at all, except Hamid, who stops to look. He sees a pair of iron tongs. The fire burns his grandma's fingers every time she makes rotis. How happy she would be if Hamid gave her the tongs. With hesitation, he asks the shopkeeper, "How much do they cost?" 6 paise, says the shopkeeper. Hamid's heart sinks. "Tell me the correct price," he says. 5 paise for you. Take it or leave it, replies the shopkeeper. "Please, may I have it for 3 paise? Asks Hamid politely. He walks off quickly before the shopkeeper can shout at him. The shopkeeper does not shout. "All right, take it," he says. Hamid's friends laugh as he walks towards them, proudly carrying the tongs. Shahzad laughs and says, "Are you crazy? What will you do with tongs?" Hamid flings the tongs on the ground and replies, "Try and throw your water carrier on the ground. Every bone in his body will break." Ali says, "Are these tongs some kind of toy?" "Why not?" retorts Hamid. "Place them across your shoulders and it is a gun. Wield them in your hands and it is like the tongs carried by singing mendicants. One smack and they will reduce all your toys to dust. My tongs will last forever." Javed, who had bought a small tambourine, asks, "Will you exchange them for my tambourine? It is worth 8 paise." Hamid pretends not to look at the tambourine. "My tongs, if they wanted to, could tear apart your tambourine. All it has is a leather skin and all it can say is dhub dhub. A drop of water could silence it forever." My brave pair of tongs can weather water and storms. The pair of tongs wins over everyone to its side. But now no one has any money left, and the fairground has been left far behind. It is well past 9 o'clock, and the sun is getting hotter every minute. Everyone is in a hurry to get home. This Hamid is very cunning, the children think. He saved up his money for the tongs. As soon as Amma hears Hamid's steps, she comes running out and takes him in her arms. "Where did you find these?" She asks about the tongs in surprise. "I bought them," says the little boy proudly. "I paid only 3 paise. It is almost noon and you haven't had anything to eat or drink. And what do you buy? Tongs. Couldn't you find anything better than this pair of iron tongs?" Hamid replies in injured tones, "You always burn your hands on the fire. That's why I bought these tongs for you." The old woman's anger suddenly changes to love. What a selfless child he is. What a large, caring heart he has. Even at the fair, he thinks of his old grandmother. The tears fall from her eyes as she takes the tiny child into her arms and prays to Allah for blessing the child.